Welcome to another week. This week, it was a big one. You can see we painted the windows. So if you think about what was here before, it was kind of shiny. It was the wrong finish. It was too light. And now that it's darker, the pop of the concrete work on this house and the lines comes out ever so much more. So up top here, we have all the fascia on, but we went ahead and painted the trim strip going around so that it didn't pop with that silver anymore. There was also a little bush there. We took that out, a little spindly thing. Got some of the concrete toppers here glued back down so they stop moving around. But the big story is 3 days of painting to get all these windows done. Glazed, caulked, painted. This is back to pretty much the original color of the home. That is Sherwin-Williams sable, for those of you asking. And the underside here is in the same family. That is cocoa whip. So this is actually in the orange family. And if you notice, what's interesting about it is the brick looks more orange now, doesn't it? You can actually see, instead of a reddish brick, it's turning orange. So this is the progress. 4 full days of painting and fixing the soffits and all that kind of work. That was a lot, but there's more. Here you can see the concrete work got done this week, and so all the cracks were epoxied, polyurethaned, filled on the top, and there's a final leveling that's going to be done. There were 6 different areas in the foundation that we wanted to get patched up. So we had somebody come in and do that, so it was done right. But can I just tell you how exciting it is to know that not only is the foundation patched correctly, but it is also now smoothed out. So that is also great progress this week. Now, we didn't do much in the bedrooms. We made sure all the trim was off and made sure that the windows were sealed up good. The bathroom, however, we do have some progress. So the bathroom here, you can see we had some leveling done on the floor again by the concrete guy. By the way, can I show you something gross while I was working in here? Ooh, that is just dust piled up from years and years and years, and well, you get the picture. But what we have here that's different is that light has been all redone. I got in there and found some very scary wiring. Wow, it was bad. And there was a wire running across here between the holes. It is now tucked up into the ceiling. That took me a couple hours to get it routed. What we're gonna do is actually put the new fan housing up and in there, because what's in there is ancient, folks. That thing, whew, that is old. So we're gonna put a new fan housing in there, but what I'm gonna try to do is put a bracket in the ceiling and have it actually support the old fan cap, the old fan vent lid. Here it is. I was looking around for it because that thing's just cool. That screams 50s. We want to keep that. All right, so that is another update for the week. One more thing. If you've noticed, we have more room in here again. We got rid of, yes, another 1,000 pounds of junk out of here. So all those cabinets and all the trash that was in here, over 1,000 pounds has been removed from the house, which leaves us with just that one overfull garbage can right there. And then we have to get rid of this soon. One other update from this week is I don't like Romex in a conduited house, but part of the problem with this one is that outside wall framing. The insulation's between the layers, not on the inside of the house. And so it's more like a furring strip than a framing wall. So I had to run a new wire from the switch up. This goes to the lamp that's going to be over the kitchen sink. And so I need to put a 2x4 in here and put a box up, but that'll come early next week. But that line is in and it's active. So that's cool as well. No real progress in here this week. I'm just waiting on a quote for the HVAC system. That'll be going in soon. Before we go to the backyard, though, one quick thing. We ordered cabinets and we ordered flooring. I am so stoked. Man, that's a big cost. But we're very excited to have big cabinets. They're going to go all the way to the ceiling, 42-inch uppers. We're going to bring the kitchen out to here so we can have a lot more space that we're going to use. It's going to go all the way around and all the way up to the ceiling. That is going to make a huge difference in here. And yes, we went with white cabinets. I know wood is more mid-century modern, but when you look at the colors that are available, it just doesn't work well in here. You can see right now, it is dark in here, and I'm shooting this video at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So seeing that it's not real bright, you need a lot of artificial lighting and whatnot. White is going to be our color. For the floor, we went with a light maple. It's a very interesting thing. We're going with a waterproof laminate. We paid up for it on this house. The cabinets and the flooring cost about the same amount for us this time. Usually that's about half. So we paid up to get some really good, thick, waterproof laminate and some extra padding to go underneath since it is hard concrete. That way it'll take some of the pain of the feet out of your daily walk. This pile has actually grown a little bit this week, and I was hoping to get a fire lit, but the winds just did not cooperate. One other area that we worked on this week, I started on this pile. Now, we're probably going to end up needing a skid steer or something to get into this, but people told me this was hard as a rock. Well, it turns out it is not as hard as a rock, and I was able to start pulling some of this pile down with a pickaxe and shovel. So a lot of work, yes. Got a young teenager that wants to do some really, really hard digging for a while. Let me know. This pile is about 4 to 5 feet tall and every bit of 8 to 10 feet wide. So that's going to have to be taken down. And if somebody wants to do some manual labor, that is great. Here's the back of the house now. We did actually do quite a bit of cleanup. I pulled an old alarm system off of this thing and a bunch of just extra wires and stuff. It is much, much cleaner now. And I think we really do like the look of this. I can't wait to put a couple of great doors on this house. It's just going to finish it so nicely. But the outside colors are pretty much done. You can see here, other than a couple ladders, that is all finally cleaned out. And you can see the brick accents and all of the updates are done here. We closed off a whole bunch of wasp and bee nests that were growing in there. And then last but not least this week, we got rid of some other things out of the shed. So the shed, while it's not empty yet, is getting there. I've got some tools we're using, the mower, of course, and a cart, a dolly. But other than that, I've got some trash to take out of here yet. It is really, really getting cleaned out. Finally, we'll get rid of this week and a couple of pallets, one good fire. What a lot of progress. But thanks for joining us on the journey. It feels like we are making progress. And if you have an opinion on the color palette, I'd love to hear from you. You know, we went back to the original colors on this house, or pretty close to them. And we tried to do the Frank Lloyd Wright thing of a dark fascia right in here and a light soffit. We went 3 colors. I kind of wish we'd gone 4 lighter, maybe a little bit yellower than this, because it just feels kind of tan brown color. Oh, there was an old SBC box on the wall here too that I got rid of. It's just this ugly wire for an unused phone system from 30 years ago. Kind of nice to see that gone as well. And of course, in here, we've been slowly cleaning out. You should have seen the junk in here. Anyway, there's our update this week. We'll talk to you next week.